A nation that silences truth tellers is preparing a bed for destruction. That's what our people say. But once in a while, a voice rises, loud, raw, unapologetic. A voice that does not whisper into corridors of power, but screams into its face. This is a story about very dark man, the man who did not wait for a title to take action, the man who drags corruption, exposes rot, and dares demons, both spiritual and political. We may not agree with his methods, yes. Just like many of us, it's not everything we do in our homes that our people, our parents, or our kids agree with. And don't forget, VDM is only human. So we may not agree with all his method or the methodology, as you want to put it. We may even get tired of his many gospels. Okay? But deep down, yes, deep down inside of us, we know this. Nigeria needs someone like VDM. Today, yes, today, we spotlight 5 of his boldest, bravest, and most impactful interventions that forced the government to listen, woke the nation from slumber, and brought succor to the suffering. This is not just a story, my people. This is a salute to a disruptive activism. This is a salute to disruptive activism as we have come to know it today. So without any particular order, I have as my number one, the Benue bloodbath, the mission no one dared. You recall that incident that happened in Benue a few weeks or months ago now? Don't forget, Benue has always been a very volatile place, known for all manners of issues. But few weeks or months ago, we heard what happened in that community where over 200 people died like that. The blood of innocent villagers was still fresh on the soil of Benue State. Communities were being attacked. Children were being killed. Women left homeless. Mainstream media went mute. Yes, that's the unfortunate thing about the crisis in most of this part of Nigeria. The mainstream media went completely mute. Even human rights, groups avoided the area. But one man did not. Yes, VDM parked his phone and his courage and drove into Benue at a time when even journalists were afraid to do so. Let me even tell you, a lot of people were from Benue. I'm talking about the indigenes. During that period, they themselves could not go back to their villages, to their communities. But VDM did that. He met the people, he filmed their stories, he showed the graves. And what did the government try to, and everything that the government tried to, cover up, he exposed them. His video went viral. Nigerians got angry. The world took notice. And just like that, our own president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, had no choice but to visit Benue. Don't forget that at the height of that situation, that unfortunate situation, there was this clamor that our Baba, our president, please visit the people of Benue. It became a recurring, clarion call that was not taken seriously, or it appears not to have been taken. But after VDM did that visit, that video, our dear president, who is a listening father, by that action, took that in his strides and visited Benue. Let that sink in. One man's voice forced the commander-in-chief, yes, our commander-in-chief, to take that action. Yes. Number 2, the FCT school, primary school teacher strike, when children led the revolution. Months passed, FCT public school students were at home. No classes, no hope, no urgency from the government. And then came VDM once again. He called out the silence, dragged the FCTA leaders, demanded accountability. Then he did something nobody expected. He mobilized the students themselves. Imagine little children in uniforms marching to FCTA secretariat with placards, with chants, "We want to go back to school." It shocked the country. It embarrassed the FCT authorities. In fact, not just the FCT authority, it embarrassed the government of the day. It lit a fire that could no longer be ignored. The strike was resolved, teachers returned, and once again, VDM's noise brought result. And this is the import of this story, or this tribute, or this salute I'm making to this great man. That's not cloud chasing, my people. That's activism with results right there. Then came the Onitsha drug market fiasco, where the story had gone around that NAFDAC had, locked up the market completely as a result of fake drug dealers. Now, this is not to say we support those dealers who are dealing of fake drugs, because I know how dangerous that is to our society, because that is one reason why a lot of people buy anyhow. But in this very closure of this market, the way NAFDAC went about it was also counterproductive, because at the end of the day, drugs became very expensive. That is, those who were now selling the good drugs, the clean drugs, were all locked out in the market. There was no production. So both those who were guilty of selling fake drugs and those who were producing the legit ones, we are all their shops were locked out. And that, instead of solving a problem by isolating the drug dealers and dealing with them, prosecuting them, and possibly, convicting them or whatever, if they are found guilty, instead, what did NAFDAC do? They locked up the entire market. Meanwhile, there are people who are also in that market who are legit, according to the report. Then the next thing, NAFDAC asked them to pay humongous amount of money so that their shops will reopen. But it took the intervention of VeryDarkMan once again. He went to that market, he spoke with the people, and he called out NAFDAC. And not too long, that market was reopened. Okay, so it took the action, the intervention of VeryDarkMan to make that happen, like you already know. Okay, number 4, the skincare industry scandal. Okay, when VDM took on the bleaching barons. Yes, I think this is one story that will resonate with so many of us, because this is one story that even helped catapult VDM to the level he is today. Let's talk about Madame Organic Rain, those ones selling pink lip, Snow White, 24 hours knuckle eraser, all without approval, science, or conscience. Nigerians, especially women, are spending fortunes and damaging their skin in the name of beauty. And this particular advocacy was so special, because a lot of these women who patronize these products that doesn't have NAFDAC numbers, they are actually causing problem to themselves, because cancer is a big problem in the society. But VDM entered the matter. He began a relentless campaign exposing unlicensed skincare vendors, false claims, dangerous chemicals, and ridiculous packaging. He showed burnt faces. He called out vendors by name. He confronted influencers promoting toxic brands, even when it cost him friendship. Yes, the gbasgbos was too much. Threats flew, court cases started, but the awareness exploded. Today, more Nigerians now demand NAFDAC numbers, ingredient lists, and certified skincare advice. Some vendors were shut down, some rebranded, some went completely offline. And it all started with one man shouting from his phone. Yes. And this brings me to the number 5 of his intervention: the fake pastor exposed. Yes, I know this will resonate with a lot of you as well, because there are plethora of videos, some very funny ones. Okay. So this was when VDM dragged wolves in cassocks. Yes, you heard me well. Religion in Nigeria is power, and some have abused that power for fame, for money, and for manipulation. VDM began dropping bombs. He exposed self-acclaimed pastors with fake miracles, planted testimonies, and even alleged rituals. He went head to head with spiritual giants, yes, so-called spiritual giants. He faced curses, insults, and legal threats, but he refused to back down. He pulled receipts, leaked videos. He showed how poverty and desperation were being exploited. He made Nigerians start asking questions again, not about God, but about the frauds using God's name to steal. Whether you are religious or not, one thing is clear. VDM forced accountability into sacred spaces. And that's something many were too scared to do. So I want to say this. Very Dark Man is not a politician. He's not a saint. Yes, I've said that on multiple occasions. And even he himself, as I alluded to that he had his own ugly past. He's not soft either. But Nigeria is not soft as well. And maybe it takes someone as hard as the truth to make power tremble. He does not speak grammar. He does not do diplomacy. He does what he does is results. He gets the job done. From Benue to Abuja, from Onitsha to Instagram vendors, from false prophets to fake creams, VDM has put his life, name, and freedom on the line again and again. And for what? For people like you and I. So before you cancel him, remember the fires he has walked into in the past. Remember the risk he has risked his life so that you and I can have a better society. Before you criticize his style, remember that sometimes only fire can melt iron. Yes, and why am I saying this? We live in a country where sometimes the only way to get results is to really be very, very rigid. Else you're not going to get results. So give Very Dark Man his flowers while he's still breathing with us. Yes, why am I saying this? Because most times when we have these people who are fighting our cause with us, we don't seem to know the value of these people until we don't have them anymore. But I know that VDM is going to remain with us. We age together. Okay? But I'm just saying that, look, perhaps this is my own way of saying, VDM, I appreciate you. Nigerians appreciate you. Like I said, this man is not perfect, but he is purposeful. And Nigeria needs VDM's kind of madness. Yes, you heard me well. So with this, I want to say, I just thank God for blessing us with VDM. What do you think about this story? Please feel free to add your top five. If you think there's any intervention that needed to be in the top five or you have yours, please feel free to go to the comment section and leave yours there. And hopefully yours sincerely will meet you right there and take the conversation further. God bless you. I'll be right back. Bye-bye.